There's a presupposition here in all of this, and it's that the evil in this world will be such that God will have to judge in the end. Stay with me on this. The problem is that we, as God's people, are still here in this evil world. And we're subjected to the groaning frustration, if I can say it that way, as we see it wax more evil by the day. But God. I love those two words. They change everything. But God takes that groaning, and as only He can, He uses that groaning to get our eyes off of this evil world in the temporal and on heaven in the eternal. 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, the Apostle Paul is writing. Listen to what he says, verse 16. Therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, I see that every time I look at my face in the mirror every morning. Yet inwardly, we are being renewed day by day. And then he says this, kind of interesting, for our light and momentary troubles. This is the Apostle Paul we're talking about. Our light and momentary troubles? Yeah. Are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So, listen, we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Doubtless you've heard it said that we can become so heavenly minded, we'll be of no earthly good. Have you heard that famous quote? You'll forgive me, but I respectfully disagree. I couldn't disagree more. I think it's the opposite that's true. I know for me personally, the more heavenly minded I am, the more earthly good I want to do. The more earthly good I will be. Being heavenly minded gets my eyes on eternity, which makes me seek to reach the lost for eternity. Eternity isn't just where my home is. Eternity is where my hope is. Are you kidding me? I know I've said this before. I hope you don't tire of me saying it, and I hope you don't look at me less for saying it. But were it not for my hope being in the return of Jesus Christ at the rapture of the church of Jesus Christ, and this is not hyperbole, and again, I hope you don't think less of me, but I would literally go out of my mind. I would lose my mind without this hope. This is what enables me to sleep at night, and this is what enables me to get up in the morning, knowing that one day that trumpet is going to sound, and the dead in Christ are going to rise first, and we who are alive and remain will be caught up, raptured up, to meet the Lord in the air and forever be with the Lord. I think it's interesting in the first epistle to the Thessalonians, chapter 4, the Apostle Paul, after saying that and describing this, says, therefore, encourage one another with these words. You know, at this conference, I talked with so many people, and truth be known, they're very discouraged. They're very discouraged, very weary. And again, I know that it's this hope that we have, and it's this hope that the sweet psalmist of Israel, David, wrote about in Psalm 42. By the way, really looking forward to getting back into the Psalms this Thursday. We finished the first third of the book of Psalms. We ended with Psalm 50, and I wanted to wait until I got back to start in Psalm 51, a favorite for many, a really, really powerful psalm. But in Psalm 42, David writes, and he's trying to encourage himself and talk to himself, and he says to himself, why are you cast down, O my soul? And why are you disquieted within me? And then he says this, hope in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. That's where my hope is.